because they think it's me, and I'm not doing it on purpose. All right, I'm going to get started. Let me tell Catherine, try going out and back in. Okay, I got to get started. All right, so here's what I'm going to say to you real quick. I'll try to be quick. How many of you have learned a lot of stuff before we get into food combinations? How many of you have learned a lot, but you just don't apply it? Thank you, Jennifer, for helping them out. How many of you have learned a lot? You know a lot of what to do, but you cannot get yourself to do what you know. You can't. You've learned a lot. Joe says he has, but he also does it. Eating out is the easiest, Joan. Stay after class and let me help you with that, because eating out is not, y'all can't see her comment because she's only set to panelists. Corey says that's exactly where I'm at. Can I have your permission to wound you tonight? The Bible says this. The Bible says the wounds of a friend are faithful, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. So I want to wound you tonight. I want to be a friend. I know that knowing what to do is one thing, but doing what you know is an entirely different thing. I had a school teacher one time, and she really hurt my feelings. So that's why I think this is a funny story, and only grown folks that don't take themselves so serious won't get offended by what I'm about to say. But I had a school teacher one time, and she said, Travis, I've told you and told you and told you what to do. You know what to do. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You know what to do. She said, do you know the difference between the word ignorant and stupid? And I said, well, they both mean the same thing, ignorant and stupid. She said, no. She said, ignorant, there's hope for that. You know where this is going, right? She said, when you're ignorant, there's hope for that. You should be given some mercy because you don't know any better. You don't know any better. But then I teach you, and now you know better. So you know what to do now, but you don't do it. She said, hon, that's called stupid. I'll never forget that. I will never forget that. I have to confess tonight, I've been ignorant quite a few times in my life, and there's some mercy for that. But there's been a lot of times I just been stupid. That's when you know what to do and you don't do it. There's a big difference between ignorance and stupid. The Bible says it a little more gently. The Bible says it's a worse thing to come to the knowledge of the truth and forsake it than to have never known the truth. Did y'all hear that? So here's the thing. Some of you are in torment right now. Some of you are not. Some of you are like me. When it first come to having a weight problem and I had a lack of knowledge about nutrition and body chemistry and these things and just lifestyle management, it wasn't that I was being stupid and eating just overindulging all the time because I'm like, I'm going to self-destruct purposefully. I didn't know any better. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to manage my lifestyle. I didn't know how to combine foods. I didn't understand insulin's role in fat burning and fat gain. I didn't understand a lot of stuff. I just didn't know that much, you know? And when you don't know that much, and Stephanie says, I'm having a hard time dealing with my moodiness. Well, I'm going to try to help you tonight, best I can. The best I can. Lord, have mercy if y'all all just knew the power that you have inside that you neglect. But I didn't know what to do. I was ignorant. But then I began to learn. And then I still didn't apply what I had learned. So I moved from ignorance to a worse condition called stupidity. And when you're living in stupidity, you know to do better, but you won't do it. You just refuse to do it out of stubbornness or whatever it is, that your state of mind, stress, whatever. You know what to do. You know what you're doing is killing you. You know what not to do. You know what to do. And you're hell bent on self-destruction. That's just stupid. And when you know that you're living, I'm not trying to be offensive. When you know you're living stupidly, you know better, but you do it not. Here's the real problem. You're in torment. You live constantly with regret, constantly with guilt. It's no way to live. You can't have peace when you know to do good and you don't do it. Does this resonate with anybody? When you don't do what you're supposed to, when you know what to do, hey, Billy Fincher, when you know what to do, the truth, what does the Bible say? The Bible says that the truth will set you free. And when the Son sets you free, you're free indeed. When you come to the knowledge of the truth, but yet you forsake the truth, you will live in torment. When you're in ignorance, you don't live in torment. You don't know any better. You're asking, how do I do this? I don't know what to do. There's mercy. There's grace for that. But when you know what to do and you just flat out refuse to do it, you know what the Word says. The Bible says that he who defiles their temple, vandalizes their temple, he'll destroy the temple. So what's happening when you continue to overindulge and rationalize and justify making food your God? That's Bible too. What happens when you know to do better, but you just continue, you're hell-bent on doing that every day because, doggone it, your mood, your state of mind, whatever it is, I'm just, I want it. It ain't fair that I can't have it. I know that I'm 100 pounds overweight. I know I've got medications in my medicine cabinet lined up because of this obesity. But I don't care. It's not fair. I enjoy my mouth pleasure and I want it, but I don't want to deal with the consequence. That's just stupid. I'm not trying to hurt you, but it's just stupid. And I believe this: God's people's not stupid people. May be like a little sheep, easily led astray. But if we'll listen for the shepherd's voice, he can get us back lined up with right eating and right thinking and moderation. He can, but you've got to make that decision to follow him. All right, so we're going to get into food combinations now. Kathy says, it is for freedom he has set us free. Thankful for the freedom to learn how to live a better life. And that's all we're doing here, y'all. That's all we're doing. We're learning how to manage our environment, and we're learning how to combine foods. That's it. All right, let's go back over. Let's do a review. I'm going to pull up a graphic for you. We're going to continue with our food combination lesson. Let me share my screen. All right. What I've got pulled up here is a pretty advanced food combination card. I'm going to give you a meal plan, a simple meal plan at the end of this so that you don't move forward in confusion, because this is a lot of info here. We know that let me ask y'all this. Let's see what you know. Let me pull up this chat. How many perfect days in a row does it take to get in efficient fat burning? Who knows that? That's right. That's right. It takes 2 days. Some of y'all are saying 3. In other words, you're right too, because what you're saying, I'm certain of it, is it takes 2 perfect days, and then on the 3rd day, you're in efficient fat burning. So I think y'all are all saying the right thing. After 48 hours, you are in efficient fat burning. No, ma'am, Jennifer. Fat burning is not what we don't do ketogenic diets here. However, some of y'all can't see these comments, but Jennifer says, is fat burning what they also call ketosis? Anytime you're burning fat, you'll have ketones in the bloodstream, but you're probably not in deep ketosis. To get in deep ketosis, you eat a lot of fat and moderate amounts, less than moderate amounts of protein, and almost zero carbohydrate. We don't do that here. Could you modify shibboleth and do that? You could, but I just think it's unnecessary. To get in efficient fat burning, it means what? We eat carbs here, right? So to get in efficient fat burning, why do I say it takes 48 hours? Anybody know? Give me a guess. I want to run this like if I was in person with you in a classroom, except for you have to type it out instead of say it. Joan says detox. That's okay. That's a good answer. Why does it take 2 days? Perfect. Ashley nailed it. Ashley nailed it. Smart people. Smart. Marcella nailed it. I love it. Ashley and Marcella said you have to level out insulin levels. You have to neutralize them. Why is that important? Insulin, Lisa, good answer. Insulin is a growth hormone. How many of you came here to grow tonight? Anybody come here to grow? You come here to put on some girth? Anybody come to increase the size of their waistline? Probably not. So let's use common sense. Common sense. Insulin is a crazy, ridiculous, insanely powerful hormone. Insanely powerful. Crazy, ridiculous, powerful. So much so that if you eat sugar or starch, processed sugar or starch, a fair amount of it, without insulin, you would die. So insulin keeps you out of a diabetic coma. So your pancreas, your internal pharmacy secretes this insulin. Your insulin keeps you alive, regulates that blood sugar. But now you've got high levels of insulin in your bloodstream from that one indulgence. So we have to look at insulin and see what its other roles are besides neutralizing blood sugar. It's a growth hormone. In fact, people that want to grow, bodybuilders, for example, they need to grow, put on a lot of weight. They will administer to themselves, their body, synthetic insulin to grow. That's not what y'all are wanting to do. It's powerful, y'all. Insulin is. It's a growth hormone. It's also a fat storage hormone. So let me let you look at this. Let's look at this. So let's say for breakfast, I'm in a hurry. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm going to give you two different examples. Let's say that I go to Martin's Biscuits, that place in Cartersville. I don't know where all they're located. I think it's a franchise. And I go get a Martin's Biscuit with sausage. Okay? Because of that biscuit, my blood sugar is going to go through the roof. My pancreas releases insulin to regulate my blood sugar. Now you've got insulin in your system that's a growth hormone and a fat storage hormone. Was there any fat in that meal? Y'all see any fat in that sausage and biscuit? Yep. So your hormones aren't like you are mentally. Mentally, we're free moral agent. We can choose to do good. We can choose to do bad. It's like the old saying, how tall does a tree grow? As tall as it can. But human beings don't achieve all they can achieve. We make decisions. But hormones don't have free course. They do what they're supposed to do every time they're dispatched by the human body. So you've got fat and the high levels of blood sugar. The blood sugar is being regulated. Now you got insulin. You've got fat storage here. Now at lunchtime, insulin is still in your system. So let's say that you go to Longhorns for lunch. Somebody asked me today, could they do Shibboleth in part and be successful? And I said, no, you won't be. And here's why. We're trying for a perfect day. You had the Martin's biscuit at breakfast. I hope this resonates with somebody tonight. So now I've got insulin, I've got growth factor in my system. At lunchtime, let's say I go to Longhorns and I have salmon and asparagus. Does anybody know what food combination that is? It's a good one, by the way. It's a perfect meal. It's a 4 plus a 2 at a restaurant. Yvonne's right. Ashley, good try. You're saying 1 and 2. If you cooked it at home in the right oils, it would be. But since we eat this out and about, and we didn't ask them to use to dry grill it and don't use fat, they're at a restaurant. They're going to cook it in their fats, right? It's still okay. It's still acceptable. But it's cooked in fat. What's still running around? Do y'all see the connection? What's still running around in your system? Even though this was a holiday meal, this is a perfect meal right here. 4 plus 2 because we eat it in a restaurant. Insulin is still in your system. So what's going to happen? Even though you had a perfect meal, what happens? Fat storage, for sure. So then we go home, and at dinner, we do this at dinner. We have 93% lean ground beef with a Category 2 approved hamburger bun and fat-free cheese. Okay? So insulin is still in your system from here, from the morning. Let me make the board bigger. Sorry, I apologize. So insulin's still in your system, right? We had 93% lean ground beef. That's a Category 4 as well, isn't it? It's a perfect meal. 93% lean ground beef is Category 4. An approved bun is a Category 2. And fat-free cheese is a condiment. So I had a 4 and a 2 and a condiment. But is there a lot of fat in 93% ground beef, even though it's approved? Yes. Yes. You with me? What if, though, up here we had not had, let's say up here we'd had a perfect meal. Then we're not dealing with any fat storage. The fat is actually being efficiently used as an energy source, and we don't have growth hormone, growth factor running through our system. Is this connecting with you? Questions before I go on? Michelle says, Travis, since you're talking about oils, can you still count your protein as a 1 if you cook it in coconut oil, or does it have to be MCT oil to be considered a 1? MCT oil, first place by far. Coconut oil is allowed, ghee butter is allowed, and hemp oil is allowed, and a cooking spray is allowed, and bouillon is allowed. and then it stays in the category it was originally in. It's only when you add regular butter fat, olive oil, vegetable oil, canola oil, peanut oil, anytime you add any of the oils other than the ones I spoke of, then you have to change the 1 to a 4. No matter if there is any unapproved oil on the plate, it doesn't mean you can't eat it. It means that you can't have any category 3s or any category 5s anywhere on that plate. So some folks are saying, so does the insulin stay in your system for 48 hours? Yes. So there's Ashley, what is the difference in the oils? We cover this a lot. If you want to stay after class and me answer that question, remind me. There's several videos on the oils. If you prefer to watch a full lesson on the oils, tag us on Facebook and ask for the MCT oil lesson if you can't find it in the video library. And of course, I'll stay after class and answer questions, but just so I don't hold up all the ones that already know that, okay? I'm going to keep going, but I want to help you. All right. So Burnell says, so if you fry any meat in regular oil, it's a 4. Correct. If you saute a vegetable in a category, if you saute a vegetable in olive oil, you got to treat everything on the plate like there's a 4 on that plate. Okay. If you've hit plateaus and you don't know why, these are the nuances. So let's go back. If I'd had a perfect meal, I wouldn't have a problem. But let's do this. I see this in journal after journal after journal. Check this out. So this was day 1. This is day 1. Marcella said it takes 2 days to get the insulin out of 2 perfect days to get the insulin out of your system. Is everybody with that point before I move forward? It takes 2 days. This was day 1, and we dispatched insulin up here. Then folks routinely think, I'm doing a lot better. I'm going to do better tomorrow. So the next day, let me see if I can get another marker. Hang on. Bear with me. I'm trying to really answer the question, do I have to do Shibboleth completely or can I do it in part? Because here we have day 2, and I see this a lot. So for breakfast, I'm doing good. I'm going to eat an apple. I'm just going to eat an apple. That's low calorie. I'm eating 100 calories of apple. What just happened? That's all you had. Your lunch was a Wendy's chili. Perfect. Over a side salad. Your dinner was approved spaghetti recipe. Okay, on day 2. So in your mind, you're thinking, I did great. I had an apple, I had Wendy's chili, and I had approved spaghetti recipe. You'll lose weight that day. It won't be much fat. You won't efficiently lose fat, but all you're doing is keeping that insulin. See, it was still high from here. You may not have elevated it over the course of the day, but you keep on keeping them insulin levels at high levels. You can't do that. We got to take that apple and put it with approved health-wise oatmeal and eat only half the apple. Now I've got health-wise oatmeal is fortified with protein. Protein slows down the blood sugar elevation from the apple. Now I've got a perfect meal, and I've got 1 day under my belt where I'm getting insulin levels down. If I can get 2 days where I get insulin levels under control, then I can rock this program out. I can get a streak of perfect days with insulin controlled. How do we control insulin here? Do we just not eat? No. We eat in the right food combinations. Every day, this is so overlooked. Every day, I cannot get this through to people. It hurts my heart. It's either right or it's wrong. We're so easy on ourselves. It's either a perfect day or it's not. There is no such thing as an okay day. If you so much as lick the cheese dust off a Dorito, we didn't make any real progress. May lose a little weight, may lose a little water weight, but we made no real progress in setting up the right body chemistry a month from now for very, very efficient fat loss. It's either a perfect day or it's not. If you violate a rule, it's a holiday. How many holidays do we get in a month? Think about that. Think about that. You've got a problem. You want to lose weight. That's the problem. You've got to overcome that. You know you do. And I'm telling you, you can fix it with 25 in a 31-day month, 25 perfect days that are easy. All you got to do is focus on what you can have and not on what you cannot have, and you lose body fat efficiently. 6 days a month, you can explode insulin. You can shoot your insulin through the roof because with 24, 25 perfect days, I'm going to have enough 3, 4, 5 day streaks that I'm really rocking the fat loss. Does that make sense? Then when you reach maintenance, all I want from you is 18 perfect days, and you can have 12 holidays. Do you see? It's easy, but you can't have okay day. Here's what I call them now, because I hear this from clients. You can't have I'm doing better than I used to do days. That's not a perfect day. Are y'all with me? Tony C. Davis says, I'm going for 21 perfect days. And that's the deal. Look, if you can do 21 perfect days, you know what real success on this program looks like? Fast weight loss. I mean, rapid weight loss. It looks like in a 7-day period, that's an opportunity for 21 perfect meals. If 19 or 20 of those are perfect and 1 or 2 of those are holiday meals, you're going to lose body fat efficiently. So what happens if I can get you to have 21 perfect days in a row? Then it's going to be easy to have 6 perfect days in a row. You just got to get focused. You got to get laser-lock focused. You got to want this so bad. You got to want this almost worse than you want anything else. Because you're living in the middle of an obsessed culture. I mean, everywhere you look, it's eataholics. We have literally made food, our people have made food our God. Our belly and our appetites and our moods have become our God. When is enough enough? When are we going to stop the madness? When are we going to stop the chaos and just eat right? We're teaching you what right is. Well-balanced meals that control blood sugar. Somebody said, please elaborate on what you said about protein and insulin. Protein and fiber slow down blood sugar elevation. So if I eat something like an apple and I match it with enough protein and fiber, I'll slow the blood sugar elevation and my pancreas has to secrete a lot less insulin. Make sense? Now, when it comes to white rice, white pasta, white bread, the whiter the bread, the quicker you're dead, and all of their kinfolk, colas and candies, it don't matter how much chicken breast and broccoli, you eat with that, it's not going to help you. I'm talking about when you eat fruit, when you eat wholesome oatmeal, when you eat long grain brown rice, when you eat approved breads. These things can be counterbalanced by having enough protein and fiber, which is what our food combinations do. This program is not hard if you really want to change. This program is only hard if you're caught, I'm going to use King James Version speak, it's only hard if you're caught betwixt two opinions or more. If you're caught between many opinions and a lot of noise, this program is hell. I'm just telling you like it is. This program is hell. This is a sucky, I'm talking about a program that I feel God blessed me with. But I can tell you, and I think the good Lord would agree, he just wouldn't use the lack of vocabulary that I'm about to use. But this program's just hell. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't touch it for nothing. Because if you're caught betwixt many opinions and you're caught betwixt a lot of noise, you will never stick to this program. When you're caught up in endless debate about nutrition, when you're caught up with endless debate with me, when you're caught up with endless debate with other people about what you're eating, you're never going to be successful. You really, if you're going to do this program, you got to listen to the group of successful people here and put your fingers in your ears and go, I'm not listening to anybody else. Travis, that's a very egotistical thing to say. Well, take it how you want. That's not how it's meant. It's meant you've got to be all in or get all out. It's the way God says success happens. I wish that you were cold or hot, but you are lukewarm. I don't care if you're doing Weight Watchers. Get all in or get out. The Bible says this, and I'll move on. The Bible says this. It says, how can the sinner stand in the congregation of the righteous? They'll either get in or they'll get out. Here's the way what that means to me in a roundabout way, in a practical way. If I want to be successful and I want to enjoy all that God has for me, I got to get in or get out. That applies to anything you do in life. You either get in or you get out. If we got to endlessly debate it and you're going to listen to everybody else, we're not going to be successful together. I want you to be successful. This plan works. It works for everybody. So does Weight Watchers. So does Jenny Craig. So does other programs. So does a ketogenic diet. All that stuff works. But if you just jump around and hop around and listen to everybody's philosophy, you got to get with one philosophy. You got to get with one philosophy and ride it out. And if after 4, 5, 6 weeks you've been successful, you should shout. You just stick with it then. You put your nose to the grindstone and you get her done. That's what you got to do. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. Immersion is the mode. I love it. Lisa says, I completely immersed myself into the program, made it a game instead of a chore. That's what I do. I appreciate you saying that because that's what I do too. I just make it a game. I play games with this program. Challenges, point systems. I just have fun. In my journal today, I give myself so far an A-. I give myself an A- for today. I do. I grade myself. I give myself an A- because mental weakness got the best of me and I had 5 biscottis. But I still give myself an A-. Jonathan says, I've heard of church hoppers, but now we got diet hoppers. We do. Yeah, Catherine says, a double-minded man is unstable in all their ways. So true. So true. Why do people hop around? Can I tell you? I try to get off my soapbox in a minute. I'm going to tell you why people hop around. Because we are so many of us, if we'll admit it, are so unfulfilled. We work hard, we try to do good, but for whatever reason, we've let the world put a finger in our face and tell us who we're going to be, how we're going to act, how we're going to behave, judge us, afraid of what people think, and we're unfulfilled. We get very little pleasure, and one of the pleasures outside of food, one of the other pleasures is starting something new. It's exciting to start something new. We got to get really good at not just starting, but finishing. We got to get really bad at quitting. But we all do that. We quit because we want to try something new. You'll never be successful that way. It's a trick. It's a trick. Okay. All right. So let me pull up this, run out of time. Let me pull up this chart again. Hang on. I'll send this to everybody. We tackled the red column and the yellow column. The red column and the yellow column are the fastest fat loss combinations. Obviously, there's only a couple of components on the plate. When we get into the blue column, we might experience a little slower weight loss, but the blue column is the most educational column because it teaches you how to eat some of your favorite things and offset the damage that they could potentially do, like category 3, category 5, and category 6. This is teaching us how to eat them. At the bottom, you'll see a legend that says what category 1 stands for, what category 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stand for, so that you can make some sense out of the little chart. But all you're doing here is picking out a food that you enjoy from a category and pairing it with a category that it's on the chart with. So if I'm craving some long grain brown rice, I know I've learned, or I go look it up, that's a category 3. I look on the chart, and that means I've got to have a 1 and 2 with a 3, or I got to have a 1, 7, 2 with a 3, or I got to have a 7, 2 with a 3, because those other categories are what's going to keep that insulin at bay if we do the combination right and we control the portion right, and we're good. Everybody with me there? Questions or comments on the chart? What does HHF mean? It stands for hemp hearts or hemp flakes. Now, the reason I pull, if you look up in the library, you'll see a hemp heart is a category 6 superfood. A hemp flake is a category 1+2. So why did I give them their own category, HHF? Because they're better for you than the others. Hemp hearts are better for you than the other category 6s. Hemp flakes are better for you than most of the category 1s. So if I take them out and I pair them as is in the red column, exactly like is in the red column, I've got a very calorie controlled meal and I've got a very nutrient dense meal. I'm getting more nutrition. When I add hemp hearts, hemp flakes to a 1 or a 7, I'm getting less calories than I would get in any other meal on the board, but I'm getting the most nutrient dense meal in the lowest number of calories, which makes the red column superior for very, very, very fast fat loss. What is MCT oil? Hey, Denise, welcome to our family. MCT oil stands for medium chain triglyceride. Tammy, there's a great video on MCT oil in the video library that's a complete lesson on why you should cook with MCT oil. It's not mandatory, very important though. You'll get better results. Yes, you can take, Emily, you can take Oikos 000 yogurt, add hemp flakes or hemp hearts to that, and you've got a red column meal. Isn't that awesome? Hey, Kayla Faith, my daughter was watching. I don't know if she still is, but I don't get to connect with her as much as I do the other ones. Kayla, if you're listening, I love you. I love you, little girl. Miss you. Catherine says, I forget all of the superfoods. I know dark green leafy are superfoods, right? No, they're not. On our program, they're a category 2 fibrous carbohydrate. So everywhere you see a 2 in this chart, that's speaking of dark green leafy vegetables. They are not superfoods on our program. They're category 2 fibrous carbs. Hemp flakes, nutrition stores, they're usually not at the local grocery store. Hemp hearts are, but hemp flakes, not as healthy as hemp hearts, but better for weight loss because some of the fat is extracted. So that just means less calories. Hemp flakes, hemp hearts have like a nutty flavor. Hemp hearts have more fat in them. It's the inside of a hemp seed. What is the question, because everybody don't see the question. What is the difference between hemp hearts and flakes and hemp powder? Hemp hearts are the inside of a hemp seed full of good fats, good proteins, good fibers, extremely healthy. Probably one of the top 3 foods on the planet. Hemp flakes, the same nutrition as a hemp heart, with the exception of they're much lower calorie, which is good for weight loss. Hemp powder is just, you're talking about hemp seeds ground into a powder, which it makes for the most healthiest of all protein powders. What category is tomato? It is not. It is technically a fruit, but since our program's a practical program, we put tomato in category 3. And obviously you can also find that in our food library by typing in the search bar, tomato. When in doubt, do that so that you're eating things in the right category. We put tomato in a category 3 because even though it's a fruit, most of us eat it like a vegetable. Anybody else? All right, so I promised you all a meal plan for those of you that were confused. So let me show you how easy this is. If I'm working with somebody that I'm just trying to, okay, I got to give you something simple for you to begin to, begin seeing the power of the program. You're feeling overwhelmed, and we got to stop you from feeling overwhelmed. That's the situation, okay? Situational nutrition. It's not that you don't have thousands of options. It's that the situation is life is getting in your way. Your mind is getting in your way, and you can't help it. Don't matter that I tell you, your mind's getting in your way. It still is what we're dealing with, and you're just in a place in life where you'll just quit because you're not going to spend the time learning the program yet because you haven't even seen success. Yes, this can work with an insulin pump. In fact, you'll need to work with your physician very closely, and you need to. We're not doctors here. But if you've got an insulin pump, work with your doctor because these food combinations are so powerful. You're going to require, if you follow our program to the letter, you're going to require your doctor, you're going to have to work with your doctor for health reasons. Because, sorry, I got this erase stuff in my lungs here. Whiteboard erase stuff in my lungs. Our combinations are so powerful that if you do this right, boy, it's hard to keep up with y'all. If you do this right, you're not going to need as much insulin. Do you hear that? Because I want you to do this safely. You're not going to need as much insulin. Somebody here tell her. Tell her you're just not going to need as much. You got to work with your doctor. The more severe, the more deep into diabetes you are, the more closely you need to work with your doctor because these food combinations are going to blow you away. They help control insulin. So work with your physician because they're going to have to monitor you closely you're going to have to self-monitor and work with that physician, because you're not going to need as much insulin if you follow our program to the letter. But I'm not a doctor. So you take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. You go talk to your doctor. Okay? All right. So let's say I'm trying to simplify the program for somebody. I'm trying to simplify it. Obviously, I want you to watch the daily doses, take the test, pass the test, and earn the badge. That's what's going to teach you how to have a perfect day. But let's say you just shake your head. I mean, you just, oh my gosh, it's too much, too much. I hear it every day. So how can I simplify it for you? Does it get any more simple than this? First of all, everybody understands there's thousands of meals. The list I'm going to give you isn't the be-all, end-all. I'm trying to get a new person started or somebody that's just lost in the sauce. I'm going to simplify it. So here's all I'm asking you to do as you learn how to have thousands of different meals. I'm going to give you some meals. You know how like Slim Fast? You know how Slim Fast, they used to be popular. You have a Slim Fast, not good stuff, but you have a Slim Fast for breakfast, Slim Fast for lunch, and then have a dinner. Except for back in those days when Slim Fast was popular, it didn't control blood sugar. It shot your blood sugar through the roof. You were only losing, you weren't losing fat efficiently. But it was simple. Why do people like Nutrisystem? Well, I order the meals and I eat the meals and I lose weight. If you can do that forever, it'd be a lifestyle, but you can't do that forever. But let me give you a way to do this program that gets you started in that manner where you can be successful while you're learning the real essence of the program. So I want you to have, if you're lost, I want you to replace breakfast or lunch with one of the following. Y'all like this? Is this okay for the new folks or the lost folks? I want you to have a Quest bar. One or a quarter cup of G butter. I'm going to give you a lot of options. You can choose any of these. An approved shake. A health-wise microwave meal. Two packages of health-wise oatmeal. I'm going to get to regular food in a minute. Hold on. I'm trying to appeal to everybody, make it simple. An approved sandwich. Think about it. How simple is that? An approved sandwich could mean our style, our approved turkey spam sandwich, an approved grilled cheese sandwich, an approved turkey sandwich, an approved chicken breast sandwich can mean many things. With approved bread, obviously. Wendy's chili, Chick-fil-A, grilled nuggets, side salad. I'm writing these down more for me than y'all. Mexican restaurant, chicken soup, no rice. All of these meals control blood sugar to some degree, some better than others. 2 eggs, 1 slice approved toast, grilled salmon with either asparagus or broccoli. That way you can do it at home or eating out. Grilled chicken salad, approved style. If you want croutons, use the No Better croutons. Use your cheese if you got to have cheese. You could go to Zaxby's, get a grilled chicken salad, tell them to hold the onion and crunchy thingies, and then use wing sauce as a salad dressing. Low-fat cottage cheese. I actually did this meal plan with a gentleman today, and I thought, you know, I'll use this with the group tonight too, for the folks that get stuck. So low-fat cottage cheese with berries. That's a perfect pairing if you use the berries as a condiment, only a palm full of berries. And then number 14, I run out of room, but number 14 is Greek plain yogurt with a palm full of berries. Now, if I could get you to eat 3 meals in a day for 10 days, just 10 days, just 10 days. If I could get you to eat one of these meals for breakfast and for lunch, no grazing between meals, absolutely no grazing, or all bets are off. But you ate one of these meals for breakfast, one of these meals for lunch, and then for dinner, you had the red column or the yellow column. That's how you would learn. You begin to learn the food combinations because you're not overwhelmed. You know specifically what to do for breakfast and lunch. Now you choose 2 foods, one from one category, one from another, that's in the red column or yellow column on a 6 to 8 inch plate, and then you stop eating for 10 days. You drop 5 to 10 pounds and you'll be a believer if you do it to the letter. If you do it exactly the way I teach it. And you'll lose weight and you'll start believing in yourself. Then you watch those daily doses and learn the fullness of the program. Now you don't have 14 items to choose from. You've got 1,400. You got to start believing. You got to start believing. Questions, comments? Watch those daily doses. Can you eat 000 yogurt in place of plain yogurt? I had rather you do that, Denise. It's better for you. Yes, I'll send everybody that registered for Zoom this list if you want it. Any berry. Donna's asking, what do you mean by berries? Any berry. Raspberry, blackberry, they're all good for you. Sometimes you use them as a condiment, have to use them sparingly. Other times use them as more of a meal component. Yeah, it won't be tonight, but I will send it tomorrow. I'll also send, I've been texting you the food chart. If I text you tonight, I think I text it to you, but I can, trying to think, well, can I get that to you through Zoom? It's posted and pasted everywhere. Maybe just tag me in the Facebook group. Tag me, say that you need the combination chart, and one of us will get it to you in the Facebook group if you're on Facebook. Health-wise products, usually, again, you're talking about any nutrition retailer like us. We have all that stuff, but there are others that have it too. It's not exclusive to us, but we have health-wise products. I'm a big believer in them for the weight loss phase, not as much so when you're in the wellness phase. We want to move away from anything that's not whole food eventually. But some of these products can be very, very powerful weight loss catalysts. Yeah, if I can attach it to the Zoom thing that goes out when the video goes to you, I will. I just can't remember. But you can always tag us in the Facebook group and ask for that stuff. Michelle, I do 6 to 8 grilled nuggets. You could do, actually 8 to 12 would be fine with the grilled nuggets. They have a pretty lean nugget. So 8 would be perfect, I would think. If you're doing the fried ones, 6 to 8. If you're doing the grilled ones, 8 to 12. AHS stands for Advanced Health System Products. Kathy says I can do everything to the letter, then I have trouble with my sugar. Oh, I see what you're saying in the Zoom app, not the thing that. Let me see if I can attach it. I'll try. Let me try it real quick. I'm trying now. Yeah, it's not letting me attach it. I don't know where you see that, but it's not letting me. Yeah, I can't do it. It's not letting me. But we're here for, y'all know, we're here all constantly. Facebook, email. Chick-fil-A breaded chicken too without the bread. At Chick-fil-A, I didn't put it in this list. I meant grilled. But regular chicken, the fried chicken at Chick-fil-A is approved on our program. It's a pretty low carb breading, but you can't use their bread. It's one of the few fast food restaurants where you can have breaded fried chicken, but you shouldn't do it daily. It's not going to hurt you, but it's not going to help you. They're asking me to put it back up, so there it is. Any other questions or comments? Number 13 and 14. 13 was low-fat cottage cheese with a palm full of berries. Number 14 was approved yogurt with a palm full of berries. Cherries are classified as a Category 5 fruit. We have lots of gluten and dairy-free options, Stacy. Anybody can do this stuff. Anybody. Tons of gluten-free options. You know, that would be an entirely different class. There's videos in the website. What I would suggest, because I know that's just you probably don't have time to go watch videos. So what you would need to do is schedule an appointment. And then it's this simple. It's this simple. Tell us what you like to eat. What are you eating? Now, I got to watch my tone. You can tell I just had this conversation right before class. All you have to do is tell us you're eating something now. So whether you've got celiac, whether you've got to go gluten-free, whether you've got diverticulitis, whatever you've got, you're eating something or you wouldn't be alive. Tell me what you're eating now, or tell our people what you're eating now, and we'll give you the proper ingredient swaps so that you can do it gluten-free or however. All that information's on the website, but I know you all are busy people and you probably don't want to spend the time doing that or digging or don't have time. See us. Let's take a shortcut, right? Give us 20 things that you're eating and let us tell you on Planet Shibboleth how to make the proper swaps. If you're not satisfied after your meeting with one of our team members, then email me and I'll get involved. Because this plan is easy to modify for anybody. Somebody had said something about blood sugar that concerned me. Let me find it. Kathy England says, I can do everything to the letter, then I have trouble with my sugar. I take 5 shots a day of insulin. Can you help? Yes, but we're not doctors. We have people reducing their medications daily. We have people eliminating medications daily. But you have to use this program in conjunction with your physician's advice, because if you follow the program the way we teach it, it's so powerful. If you're used to taking X amount of insulin, now you're eating right, your blood sugar is going to just plummet, because now you've got synthetic insulin you're administering plus powerful food combinations. You need to work with your doctor so that you can monitor your dosing, or you'll get in trouble, But wouldn't it be great 6 months from now if you're having to take 1 or 2 shots a day instead of 5? Think about that. Just a little diligence on your part in working with us and your doctor. What your doctor says trumps what I say. But your doctor can't come up with a deal breaker where we can't help you. It's just an easy program. It's a powerful program. Anybody can do it. Congratulations, Vicki. Come off a statin drug. Yes, Kathy, we would love to help you. Any other questions or comments? Going into overtime. Anybody? I want to be helpful. How can I help? If nobody's got anything, I'm going to get out of here. Angie says there's a lady at the Cartersville meetings that cannot have gluten, and she has been very successful with Shibboleth in finding gluten-free products. Angie, thank you for sharing. So important that we get that word out there, because this is easy to modify if you got to go gluten-free. Kathy, that's good news. Kathy says I've had 2 doctors actually tell me to do Shibboleth. It's a legit program. You're combining everyday foods. Almost everything you need comes from your local grocery store. It's just easy. And so much more powerful than pills, potion shots, wraps, things like that. Just eating real food. I think the problem for people is it's so cheap to do this, and it can't be just grocery store food. There's nothing sexy about that. Give me a shot or give me a supplement and then tell me to go do grocery store food. It's like all the things that you see on TV, the fat-burning products. They also say, if you take our fat-burning product in conjunction with a healthy, wholesome diet, you will lose weight. Well, I got news for you. Just without the supplement, and you live with self-discipline and eat a healthy, wholesome diet, have a healthy, wholesome diet, you're going to lose weight. The rest of it's just a way to get in your pocketbook. The closest Shibboleth store to Augusta, Georgia is www.myshibboleth.com. Free shipping. www.myshibboleth.com. It would actually be, I'm guessing it'd be Cartersville. We just have 2 brick and mortar centers. We're basically an internet program. Yes, I did record this. Teresa Brown, I recorded it. That's right, Jonathan. People want a quick fix. Anybody else before we go? Yes, Catherine, the Dalton store is still there, and it needs your support in order to stay there. It's way shy of where, people just, a lot of distractions. Dalton store does great. People love it. But it's far shy of where it needs to be for us to be able to maintain it. So we work hard to maintain it. We want to keep it for those that are supporting it. So if you want to support it, that'll really be a big help. Thank you, Catherine. Anybody else tonight? Hope this was helpful to you. We try to be helpful because we love you. I'm going to get out of here, let y'all get some rest. Thanks for coming tonight. Had a great class, great group of folks. We covet your prayers. Thank you for all you do for Shibboleth. We had several sponsors come through for us today, donated, and we can't tell you how much we appreciate it. Words words just can't tell you how much it means to us that you see value in what we feel led to do. And that means you feel led to do it, and we don't feel alone. So thank you for all that you do to help us. All right. Good night, everybody. God bless you.